Oh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om and good evening from Buffalo. If you love what you do, then you will not push for what you will get externally. You will not push for what you will get externally, specifically recognition or deservership, the phala, if you love what you do. If you love what you do, you will not push for what you are giving internally, specifically doership, that feeling of control, if you love what you do. So for someone who's fundamentally engaged in the vision of karma, then that person is not being pushed by deservership nor doership. Now, I'll give you a very simple way on how to ensure that karma yoga is being practiced every moment. And it's not about the what, it's about the why. You will love what you do if whom you're doing for you love. You will love what you do if whom you're doing for you love. So if you love your spouse, then all you do for them will be karma yoga. If you love the nation, all you do for the nation will be karma yoga. Now that's, in my opinion, a very revealing statement that if we're not engaged in karma yoga, maybe we don't have so much love towards our spouse, towards the nation. And the purpose of this is not to rattle our relationships or our citizenship, but to make our relationships more meaningful, to make our citizenship more meaningful. Who else is going to tell you this other than Bhagavan Krishna? Because he cares the most. As we wrapped up chapter 3 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Prince Arjuna asks Bhagavan Krishna, how come I can't take that theory and turn it into application? It's a question we can all relate to. And Bhagavan says, it is that ripuhu, that enemy, whom we call kama. And that's why in our bhakti shastras, like Ramayana, like Bhagavatam, kama is given a name, is given a form, so that we know that this is not theoretical, this is not abstract. We experience this. Kama finds an abode in the body. And when desire is living in the body, we're forever engaged in grahanam. Graha means to hold. Graha means to grab. When desire is at the body level, the body just keeps wanting to experience more and more and more. Netflix binging. That's grahanam. I think I was telling, who knows who I was telling. There's too much traveling going on. I saw a lady at an airport, I think in Chicago, who had a t-shirt that said, binge, sleep, repeat. Very good, lady. Good for you for living by that and telling other people about that too. When kama lives at the mental level, when desire finds an abode in the mind, we are forever engaged in smarana. Smarana means remembering. Remember when we went on that cruise and we had that dinner at that restaurant? Remember when we were in high school and all of the boys liked us or all the girls liked us? Smarana, that desire. And when desire is living at the intellectual level, finds its place there, then we are forever engaged in chintanam. Chintanam is projecting, fantasizing. You know, one way that people engage in this chintanam is if they win the lottery. Don't you all have that fantasy if you win the lottery? You'll take your family on a vacation, you'll buy a car for everyone, you'll give $1 million in dakshina to the person teaching you in the Bhagavad Gita course. Right? Fantasy! I know that this is a fantasy. Grahanam, smaranam, chintanam takes us away from this vision of karma. But Bhagwan, he doesn't just knock the theory, he gives us application too. He shares with us, if our kama is tamasic, in other words, it's dangerous, dangerous for us, dangerous for others, the remedy to that is to control the senses. Whenever you're at the body level and you're feeling very desirous, what to do? Control the senses. Whenever desire is of a rajasic nature, we're feeling selfish, the remedy for that is to follow our responsibilities. When we are selfish, we become irresponsible. So what to do? Be responsible. And if we have a sattvic desire, that's possible too. Sattva is still a rope. The solution to that is to invoke ideals. Invoke ideals. So if I have this sattvic desire, I want to study more and more and more because I have a shastra vasana. I love to study. I don't like to practice. Then I have to bring in an ideal in my life who does practice. Invoke ideals. And this is what Bhagavan Krishna tells Prince Arjuna. And did Prince Arjuna get it? He got it in his head, but it wasn't in his heart because there's still 15 more chapters to go. So with this, we now begin chapter 4 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In chapter 1, the message is the symptom we're all feeling, which is fear. Fear can be felt as stress, worry, anxiety, depression, so many emotions that come with fear. Chapter 1. We spent a lot of time trying to relate to Prince Arjuna. In chapter 2, if this is a symptom, what is the source of this symptom? What was highlighted is selfishness. Selfishness. Bhagavan Krishna brings in how Arjuna is being ignorant, that we are being careless. So selfishness is brought up, the source. And then we just studied, if there's a symptom and a source, there has to be a solution too. So in chapter 3, Bhagavan started teaching selflessness. If I'm selfless, I won't be selfish. If I'm not selfish, I won't be afraid. I will be my nature. In chapter 3, Bhagavan takes this message of karma yoga, which was introduced in chapter 2, but magnifies that 10 times. So in chapter 2, the vision of karma is introduced, 1 magnification. Chapter 3, it's 10 magnification. Because the more clear we are, the more we won't waver from the path. It's like driving when it's totally clear, totally sunny, the road surface is hard. You can drive fast, your potential can be reached then. Now in chapter 4, the same message of selflessness is magnified 100 times. Now it's not just being selfless, it's being selfless without deservership. That is the main message of this entire chapter. Because some of us can be selfless, but still feel deservership, still feel doership. So Bhagwan's magnifying more closely. You can't have this in the picture either. So chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Chapter 4 is a powerful chapter. A lot of facets of Sanatana Dharma are contained in this chapter, such as the Guru Shishya Parampara is highlighted in this chapter. Avatara is highlighted in this chapter. Varna is highlighted in this chapter. And Yajna is highlighted in this chapter. So lots to study. And so much of Sanatana Dharma is brought out here. And if you don't know this, this is Pujya Swami Tejomayananda's favorite chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How many of you knew that? Okay. Now why? Why is this his favorite chapter? This is the first chapter he heard Pujya Swami Chinmayananda speak on. That's why this is his favorite chapter. So it's, and I've shared this many times, it's equally important is what is said and who is saying it. The chapter 4 is important to all of us because Swami Tejomayananda is the one who designed the course that we're studying. This week I'm going to start to elaborate on the Guru Shishya Parampara and Avatara. Next week I will take up Varna. We're going to need a whole class just on Varna. And then we'll end this chapter focusing on Yajnas. I flew in from Portland this morning and we had our Understanding Marriage Retreat. What kind of people come to Understanding Marriage Retreats? People have poor marriages, correct? That's why they come to Understanding Marriage Retreats. Actually, it's people who have good marriages that come because they know that training is required in all fields, especially sacred ones. At the Understanding Marriage Retreat, I actually took up chapter 4 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and highlighted how Bhagwan's teaching can be applied to a marriage, specifically the shlokas on yajna. So we will cover that also. Okay? So let's begin with the Guru Shishya Parampara. The Guru Shishya Parampara, Guru means someone who knows, Shishya is someone who wants to know, and Parampara is lineage or tradition. Sanatana Dharma, this vision that you and I are studying and trying to practice, has been kept alive by the Guru Shishya Parampara. It has not been kept alive by a mandir nor an ashram. It is the Guru Shishya Parampara. It is the ambassador that Bhagwan sends in a certain period to bring this vision to the people. We see this with Vedavyasa, no? We see this with Shankaracharya. We see this with Pujya Swami Vivekananda, Pujya Swami Chinmayananda. What the people need, that message is presented in the way that people need this. So the Guru Shishya Parampara has kept Sanatana Dharma alive and will keep Sanatana Dharma alive. Be a hopeful person. History has already shown us that. History will continue to show us that. But also remember to not misinterpret what I'm saying that we should just do nothing then. Did you all see my picture with David Letterman? At the end of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, then Sheila and I were wandering around New York, and David Letterman was there. And we got a picture with him, and he was very happy to do that. So I was inspired by this celebrity. Prior to that, when Eddie Vedder was speaking on behalf of Pearl Jam, he warned everyone that was at the Barclays Center, so 15,000 people. He said, we have to make sure that we're not that generation that everyone looks to and remembers as the one who didn't do enough for the environment. That was his first message, that we must not be that generation, that future generations don't have enough space or water and so on. So for us too, let us not be that generation that says, oh, the Guru Shishya Parampara is going to look after this, so we're going to do nothing. And I don't have to tell you that. You're studying in this course for a great reason. So this is introduced in chapter 4. Bhagavan then shifts to why he's there. Why is Bhagavan Krishna hanging out in the world? Shouldn't he be enjoying in Gokula or Saket or Vaikunta? Bhagavan says that you, Prince Arjuna, you go through bhavami. Bhavami means reincarnation. I go through sambhavami. I go through incarnation. Reincarnation means you are not in control of the space, time, matter of how you are born. What time, to whom, how you look, not in your control. Sambhavami means, sam means well. Bhagavan manifests well, in control. He decides the space, time, matter of his incarnation. Said from a bhakti level, we are Maya Dasa. We are slaves to Maya. And Bhagavan is Maya Pati. He's the ruler of Maya. And I'm going to speak more on this, but I want to keep bringing in the implication of this. We are always born in such a circumstance that maximizes our learning. If you're born as a female, you need to learn as a female. If you're born in Trinidad, you're supposed to learn as a Trinidadian, and on and on and on. If your living is smooth, you need to learn to embrace that smoothness. If your living is hard, your learning is to become tougher. But every one of us is born in a way to maximize learning. Because it's ignorance that's holding us down. So by learning, we become free of that ignorance. So Prince Arjuna too. When Prince Arjuna asks Bhagavan Krishna, can I change my space, time, and matter? Does Bhagavan let him change his space, time, and matter? He says, fight. Engage in your responsibilities. So that's about bhavami. About sambhavami, Bhagavan manifests to help us. He manifests to help us to learn. See, here we are in 2017. Maybe when we engage in our professions, we're not as dedicated as we think we are, which is why we don't leave our professions quieter. Maybe we're not as compassionate with our family, which is why they can shake us more than they should. But Bhagavan's message is coming to your computer every Tuesday, sharing that learn. See, he's helping us to maximize this learning. Have faith. Remember I said the Guru Shishya Parampara will help. Bhagavan will help. Have faith that every moment you experience is for your learning. Reflect on that. You go from belief to faith then. Experience this. Think about how much you've changed in the last 5 years, the last 25 years. The same will continue. You go from faith to trust then. The antonym of trust, fear, anxiety, depression, nervousness, etc., etc., etc. Pay attention to the help that you're getting from the Guru Shishya Parampara, from Bhagavan. So avatara. What's another way of saying avatara? Avatar. Correct? Now Disney in the animal kingdom has opened a new Avatar exhibit. So Bhagavan Sambhavami through Disney. The new Avatar exhibit. Is an avatara a god-like human or a human-like God? Those are your two choices, okay? I want to see your hands. not virtually, physically. If you put it up virtually, everything will get messed up. There'll be overload in Zoom. Is Bhagwan, is an avatara a human-like God? How many hands up? Human-like God. Okay. Is an avatara a God-like human? Okay. You will find out at the end of chapter 18 of an avatara is a human-like God. A human-like God. So what is an avatara? God that's as if is apparently a human. So now look at yourself closely. I know you're already looking at your own picture in Zoom, as if you're looking at me. I know you're looking at yourself. You too are that human-like God. This is what we're here for, to learn who we are. The word tarati means to fall. Tarati means to fall, essentially. I'm talking about philosophically. We keep falling from manifestation to manifestation to manifestation, like a ball going down a set of stairs. But Bhagwan is engaged in avatarati. That prefix avatarati means that he's as if fallen, as if coming down. Now think deeply about this. I'm going to bring in some heavier philosophy. Can infinity fall? If you say yes, where will infinity fall? Infinity is. Which is why when Mother Sita is kidnapped by Ravana, she's already gone into a fire, and it's Maya that is kidnapped by Ravana. And when the Agni Pariksha happens, Maya goes into the fire and Mother Sita comes out. Mother Sita can't be kidnapped. Not possible. How Ramayana shows us that. What is this as if falling or as if manifesting? I'm going to give you a beautiful expression. I don't want to call it a ladder, an expression of avatara. Okay? It's like the kripas I've talked to you about many times. So I'll start at the top. Here is Brahman. Brahman has no form, Brahman has no name. Infinity. You and I, we cannot hold on to infinity because we're finite. As if. Brahman expresses compassion by taking on a form and a name. When Brahman has a form and name, what do we call Brahman then? Bhagwan. Bhagwan and Brahman are the same. One just has a form and name. Now, can we hold on to Bhagwan? We can. Are we holding on to Bhagwan? No, we need more help. So Bhagwan takes on more of a form and name, more compassion, and this is expressed as vidya or knowledge. Bhagwan's message is the same as Bhagwan. Okay? Can we hold on to Bhagwan's message to vidya? We can, but we're not. So more compassion is expressed. Vidya then takes on more of a form and name and comes as a shastra, as a scripture. See, gravity has always been there, but Newton documented it, so it becomes easier to understand. So Shastra, can we hold on to the Shastra? We can, but are we? So more compassion is expressed when the Shastra takes on a form and name. That's what we call our Acharyas. There's simply more of a grip on the Shastra, our guides. And we are on the bottom. And that's why we have to hold on to our Acharyas who will take our hands and put our hands on the Shastras will put our hands on Vidya will put our hands on Bhagwan will put our hands on Brahman. That's what avatara is. Makes more sense now. So right with us all the time is Bhagwan's avatara. During our Human to Hanuman Jnana Yajna, I had posed a question to all of the students. I'm posing this to you also. Going back to our Shastras, our scriptures, is Ramayana, is Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita is contained in Mahabharata. Is this a katha, which means story, or is this itihasa, which means history? So story or history, katha or itihasa. How many of you think this is katha? This is a story, symbolic story. Okay, now you're just acting out of fear, I know. How many of you think this is itihasa? This is history. So you definitively feel that Bhagwan Rama is as real as you. Hanumanji is as real as you are. Okay. I'm happy that you feel that, because if you use the word infinity, you have to recognize that with infinity comes infinite possibilities, isn't it? You can't have infinity and then deny infinity that you can become like this or do this. If there's infinity, there's infinite possibilities, which is why, from Vivek's perspective, Ramayana, Mahabharata are history. And how beautifully in the writing, Guruji has shared that Bhagwan is the director of this Leela. Sometimes the director puts himself or herself in the Leela in a specific position, in a special role, correct? When I used to have time to watch Indian movies, which director always likes to put himself in Bollywood movies? Pop quiz. Let's see, who knows? Okay. Subhash Ghai. Good, got it. You always see Subhash Ghai pretending to be a photographer, and it's so obvious, you know he's the director. He looks so aloof in the movie. Okay, so now all of our Hollywood movie watchers, which Hollywood director always puts himself in his movies? Okay, there's more of them. Okay, I was thinking Quentin Tarantino, no? He always puts himself in his movies also. So if they can do it in Bollywood and Hollywood, can't Bhagwan do it too? We're saying no, only in Bollywood and Hollywood. Bhagwan does the same. Bhagwan brings himself into this manifestation to maintain an environment that maximizes our learning. That's the second time I've said that now. You are born in an environment to learn, to let go of ignorance. And sometimes that environment gets messed up, so Bhagwan comes to re-establish that environment. I was sitting in the kitchen and the Wi-Fi was not too strong, so then we reset the Wi-Fi. Now the Wi-Fi is working well. See, sometimes that reset is needed to maximize Wi-Fi connection, to maximize learning. And Guruji gives the example of, if there's a commotion with traffic, if you go to Bangalore as an example, where there's always a commotion with traffic, then what do? Once in a while, they'll send a police officer, go in and tell people to stop here and go there. But if there's, a riot, a specific example, then they send the chief of police. We saw that happening in the States, when these racial riots took place. They don't just send ordinary police officers. They send, higher officials. Now, if there's a natural disaster, the president may show up there. The prime minister will show up there. The president may show up there. You can interpret that the way that you'd like to interpret that. So you see, when that balance is completely not there, Bhagwan comes to help And you know what's so wonderful about this? He comes because we ask him to come. You may not be in your puja room and ask Bhagwan to manifest, but when you need help, whether you verbalize it or not, Bhagwan is antaryami. He knows our prayers even if we don't verbalize them. It is we who call Bhagwan. How loving Bhagwan is. And I keep bringing Bhagwan up because I told you that's the only way karma yoga can be real. You will love what you do if whom you're doing for you love. Otherwise, not possible. Dharma is what Bhagwan restores. Dharma at a means level is that which integrates. Okay, for the individual, what is dharma as a means? It is that which integrates. How do you feel this? Your thoughts, your words, and actions are more connected. I'm taking dharma as a means right now. For the individual, it means their thoughts, words, and actions are connected. At a societal level, what is dharma? It is an environment of growth. So if New York State is engaged in dharma, then that means the whole environment is conducive to growth. Okay, I've taken dharma as a means. But dharma can also mean an ends. It can be a means, it can be an ends. Dharma at an ends level does not mean integrate. It means nature. Nature. Everyone's with me? Dharma is a means, that which integrates. Dharma is an ends, that which is nature. So at an individual level, what is your nature? Sat, Chit, Ananda. That's why we use words like Swadharma. See, it's not taken as a means, it's taken as the ends. When we say follow your dharma, you can't follow Satchidananda, you are Satchidananda. But being someone who's responsible and disciplined, that's taking dharma at a means level. We have to follow dharma as a means. It leads to dharma as an ends. From a societal perspective, dharma as an ends is that which supports. Supports. So what do I mean by that? At an ends level, what is the dharma of the sun? To give heat, to give light. And if those are gone, that's not the sun then, correct? What is the purpose of society? To support. With education, with protection, with opportunity. That should be the nature of society. Bringing this even closer to us, someone who follows dharma, okay, I'm at a means level again, is someone who works to reach their nature, and not just for themselves, they also work for others to reach their nature. So whether that's through your profession, through your family, through your seva, you're not just working for yourself, you're also working for others to reach their nature, because the individual and society are not separate. Okay? Bhagwan maintains dharma, and sometimes we interpret it that he destroys those who are adharmic. He doesn't destroy those who are adharmic, he destroys adharma. There's a significant difference. I'll say this in simple English. Bhagwan protects the good and teaches the bad. We take the word destroy, but he teaches them. Like prison. Prison is a place for rehabilitation. It's where people are taught that you need to follow legality, morality. Because if you take it as destroys, then we have to fear Bhagwan. Chitragupta's taking pictures of us, and on and on and on. So at no point is Bhagwan not on our side. Sometimes protects, sometimes teaches. So again, have faith. Bhagwan takes an incarnation for us to love him or her more. when you know what Bhagavan does for you, when you know the nature of Bhagavan, you should rise in love. And if you rise in love, you'll start to love what you do. How many chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita are there? One. It's just one chapter. And the messages just keep getting connected. If you have that trained eye. Without a trained eye, there's 27 chapters then. Or maybe there's 36 or whatever you want to say. Oh.